Hey everybody, it's Doom here. We're in the 3.5 Monster Manual, and we're on the Kuo Toa, which is essentially a frog-looking dude. And I don't have a great plan here, so let's start. As far as plans go, I have a plan, but I can't say it's a great plan. Sorry, I just knocked over a bunch of paint and didn't realize it. All right, let's get a base, and let's do base stuff. Base stuff, excellent. Oh, we might as well leave that out. We're going to need it. All right, so I have a hero click. I have a dinosaur. I have a frog. So what I think I want to do is I want to make the frog's front legs here into the Kuo Toa's feet. So I'm going to snip those off. Right off the bat. And then I'm going to just kind of snip around here and round those off a little bit. This is another one of those things. I thought about making several of these, but I have some Kuo Toas, and this is just going to be like a different one. Okay, so that's going to be the feet. That torso is probably not ideal for what we want, so let's get something we can make a torso out of. But let's take this head first. Let's make a torso out of this leg. So I'm just cutting that into a point where I can make a snip it off the sharp edges. All right, I cut it to a point to be like the cod piece. All right, so we need a head. Now, this might not look exactly like a frog head. Okay, that's the truth of it. But that's okay. Now we're going to steal this HeroClix arms. And I think we're just going to make some legs out of toothpicks. So to make our toothpick legs, we're just going to snip off we're going to cut that off to be the right height for our Kuo Toa. So I'm going to snip in at an angle here so I can get a good bigger connection piece onto his leg. Something like that. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm just going to cut it at an angle so I can get good connection. Okay. Now those are a little longer than I want. So I'm just going to snip those flat at a good height. where he stands kind of where I want him to. Okay, so now I'm going to dab a little bit of glue on here and grab his foot. And get that kind of how I want it to go. Okay. And we need to, oh, it's hot. I used too much glue, now it's not behaving. I'm going to go ahead and use the minor burning hand spell. Get rid of those cobwebs real quick. Okay, so our Kuo Toa needs to mount to the base like that. So what I'm going to do is sprinkle a little bit of baking soda. And I'm going to put glue on his feet. Quite a bit of glue. Then I'm going to mush them down onto the base so they stick. And once I get him where I want him, popped him right off there by pushing too hard. Okay, so I'm just going to get that back on. I'm just going to get that. Get him back into the position I had him. Okay. I still think those legs are a bit long, but I'm okay with it for now. I did have aspirations to use these arms, but I feel like they're too musculature. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make him some arms. Okay, I'm just going to get in here, covering up seams and stuff. I'm getting rid of any bulbous parts of glue that I don't like. Okay. And then we need hands. And I could use these hands, but I just don't feel like they're going to be good for what we want. So let me see what I have that we can use for hands. Let's go in this HeroClix box and see if there's any bigger hands that we don't need off of anybody that we could steal some. Like we have these fists on this guy. They have little nubs. You know what? They're very robotic-y. We just want some bigger hands is what we're looking for here. I don't see anything particularly attractive. Let's get another HeroClix box. Those are BOK generic fists. Ooh, I don't think I'll ever use those hands for anything because I hate that many. Sweet! Sacrificial lamb! Hello, Cyclops. Thank you for your hands, my friend. Okay, we can use those fists. All right. Now there's some bulbousy, bumpus parts from the glue, and we're just going to clean those up by melting them and smoothing it into the arm, just like I did. Turn that one forward a little bit. There we go. And tip it up a little bit too. There we go. Okay. I'm going to use my minor burning hand spell. Not smell. There we go. Get rid of some of that. All right, let's look at him. There's a weird bump up here that I don't like. On his shoulder. I'm just going to drag some glue around and make that kind of part of it. Alright, let's sturdy this dude up. He's going to need a weapon. We can handle that. We know a guy. So I'm going to start with his torso. I'm just going to get glue all over it. Sprinkle it on, and that'll get rid of any weird textures we didn't like. And we're going to do his arms. We'll do the fronts of them too. That'll cover up the wood grain and things like that. Try not to get it up onto his hands too much here. He's a little cartoony, isn't he? That's alright. I'm going to do one leg at a time so I can kind of control what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm going to do the backs of the legs. And there's some little spots on his sides that I think could use a little help. His back there. I'm just going to touch those up again real quick. And then I want him to have a little bit of a pooch, like a pot belly. So I'm going to get some there. That. I'm going to blow him off real good. I'm just going to put a dab of glue there. And I'm going to let that start to settle down into place. It's really hot. And then I'm going to sprinkle some baking soda on it to kind of solidify the outside of it. Then I'm going to cover it in super glue. There we go. Put it on the sides a little bit more. And now he's got a little bit of a ugly little weird pot belly. He is a frog man, and though this face is not perfect for a frog, it's the best I kind of had. So now, I'm just going to go around and get little weird spots that are sticking out from things I don't like, and just snip those off. He looks sturdy and good. There's some glue had run down between his toes, and I don't know if we can get that off. No, that's just part of him now. Okay. So now he needs a weapon. And I think these guys are predominantly spear fellas, but I'd also like to give them a loincloth. So let's think about that. I think the best thing to do to give him a loincloth would be to get a piece of this cardboard. And then I'm just going to get a dab of glue. Alright, that's not going well at all. I'm going to get a little bit of glue on that. Front and back. And to make sure it's connected good, I'm just going to get underneath here. Sprinkle some glue in there to make sure it's good and connected. Alright, I'm going to use the minor burning hand spell and burn off the glue. And he needs a back flap. And for the back flap, we could probably use fabric if we wanted to. I use a lot of fabric, but I think for this I'm just going to do something similar. I'm just going to make something here. And all I'm doing is I'm cutting out a little notch and dragging that piece out. And then I'm just going to drag some texture along it. And then I'm going to rough up the outsides with my side of my knife. And that's what I did on the front part. I'm going to get it. I'm going to curve this one a little bit outward. I'm going to get it with a dab of glue. I'm just going to attach it to his butt, like that. Okay. And then to sturdy that up, we're going to do the same thing. Just get a little bit of glue on there, and a little glue behind there. Okay. And let's make a spear for him. Alright, well that's covered in super glue. Let's get a new one. That toothpick is nasty. Alright. So what I'm hoping is we can kind of get this to stick between his hand and the base. Kind of like that. And just hold it in place for now. I'm going to tiny dab of hot glue there. Okay. Then I'm going to get a bit of that. I'm going to do that on the back too. Oh, too much. If you use too much, just drag it around. Oh shit. Alright, that went terribly. Alright, time out. Give me a second here to think. Dry his hand off. Where's that piece we had? Oh, it's now stuck to the table pretty well. All right, let's get a new one. No problem. So to hold this in place, again, just the tiniest dibble of glue. Get it where you want it. Like that. Okay. It's a little bit long. Pull that glue off. Snip off a tiny bit of it. All right. No, these don't all go swimmingly. Yes, that is a Kuo Toa joke. Okay. Tiniest dab of glue. Tiniest dab of glue. Paint that around a little bit. Okay. Now it's sturdy. Good. That's what we wanted. Now I'm just going to make things extra safe, I'm just going to get a little glue down here around the base. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit there too to hold it in place. Okay. Plus too hot are going to burn. Let's clean them up. Get all those spider webs out of there. He's caught on fire a little bit. That is not ideal to have your loincloth burning. So we're just going to put that out with a little +0 fire removal tool. And let's get back to working on this spear. So I'm getting another piece of toothpick. Okay, now we're starting to make some progress. We need a spear tip, something that looks fun and sharp. I know you hate to see it, but I'm throwing away some of these Q-tips because I have a bunch here. One went on the floor. I'll pick it up later. Not a big deal. All right, for a spear tip, what do we use? Well, let's look in my boxes here. I have a bunch of bugs and spiders and bats and weapon pieces. That came off of a plastic skeleton that was painted. It's not a very good spear tip though. There we go. Plastic party sword. Nice. That's what we wanted. A little bit of something to hold her in place while we work on it. Get it where you want it. Get some of that spider web off of there. All right, so let's get an official mini. There we go. And there's our Kuo Toa, it's size medium. Man, it's good and sturdy. It's everything we wanted it to be. All right, let's look at the Kuo Toa in the book and see how far off we were. Somebody's cutting grass. That's all right. It's free country. All right, so there's the Kuo Toa. Now, he's not wearing any loincloth or anything. Mine is. Yes, I understand. He has a rope and some, I assume those are javelins and a dagger. We can improve our Kuo Toa if we wanted to. I'm not sure if we want to, but we can try. So what I have here is a little bit of like Christmas wire or something. I don't know. It's from a place called the Christmas Shop. And what I'm going to do is break this, which I just did. Okay. Let's unbreak it. And now his hand looks lumpy and big and dumb. All right. So to do what I want to do here, I think the smart move would be to kind of get a twist going like that. Pull it off of there. And try to get it over that spearhead, which I cannot seem to do. All right. And that is not by any means beautiful. Okay. Got some rope wrapped around his arm so when he throws his spear he can pull it back. And I wish I had like a thread. Do I have a thread? Something that I can wrap around here without breaking this maybe? I don't have thread, but I have some rope. Some very fine rope. It's like packaging twine. It's not that fine really. But I think what I'm going to try to do is pull this apart and get a piece of this. And then I'm just going to get a dab of glue. And get that solidified in place the best I can. I'm going to do this in steps. Okay. I'm going to snip off this excess. Okay. Alright, I think we got all the spider webs and everything off of them. Alright, this is a long build. Lately it seems like they've been getting longer and longer. Alright. Got a lot of junk out. I have not been putting stuff away. So anyways, here's our Kuo Toa and his fancy spear with a rope. And we didn't put a dagger on his belt. That's an easy fix, really. Check this out. Where's my comb pieces?
Comb pieces, where are you? Hello, Potter. Looking for comb pieces.
So you want to make a little dagger, you just get a little piece of a comb, something like that. It's already shaped like a dagger. Oops. Get a little dab of glue. Well, first cut it down to size. You don't want a dagger that long on your little Kuo Toa. That's a damn sword. Just like that. Get a little bit of glue. Get it wet. Get that like that. Keep that in glue or in baking powder to hold. Let it sit for a second. Get it how you want it. And then get a little bit of glue on here on both sides. Sprinkle of that. There you go. And then you get your snippers and cut off your excess, and then you can just get that and put a dibby dab of this. Then burn that little bit of glue so it's soft, and then just put a dab, just one dab of that to hold it in place, and let it dry. And that, my friends, should hold. If you're worried, you can sprinkle a dib of this too. Alright, so there's my Kuo Toa. In part 2 we'll come back with the Kuo Toa and we'll paint it up. For now I just have the simple shout out kind of, I can't remember what they call it, call to action stuff. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, leave me a comment, join our Discord to hang out with us, paint, craft, do whatevs. I've had some interesting people join lately, which makes it kind of fun and neat, and I'd love to see you guys join the ranks. What else? I'm going to put a little more glue on that string just to make sure it's solid. Yeah, so that's all I got for you. Besides, hey, if you like what I'm doing here, also go to the website and buy some minis off us. That's how Asko and I make our side businesses, the minis. It's not making us rich by any means, but it helps to when people buy them, and it helps pay for the free minis we get out of the deal too. So, because we do like minis, we're mini dudes. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in part 2.